Okay, just that. Hello, everyone. Sorry about that. Of course, I immediately come into this channel and I'm not here for a mic, but you know what? That's okay. You have to have a little bit of technical difficulties or everything is going wrong. I am joined tonight by Mischief. Did I also lose Mischief?
Hear me?
I can hear you, although it doesn't look like. There we go.
Hello. Hello,
Fantastic.
hello. Awesome.
I
Everything.
love it when everything isn't going right.
Same here. I am just logging on. Okay. Join.
So yeah, this is game number 1 in the Division D Grand Finals. We do have Brickhouse, the champions of Division D East, and Cloud Mine, the champions of Division D West. I'm going to do my absolute best to be unbiased through this, although I should mention that I am the moderator of Division D East. So if somehow Clouded Minds wins, I'm going to try and find a way to disqualify them. But we do go ahead and look at the bans that have come out. We did have Clouded Minds won the coin flip and chose for first pick. They have banned out Battlefield of Eternity, Firaxis Holdout. Brickhouse has banned out Towers of Doom and Volskaya Foundry, and we will be starting off with Garden of Terror. Go ahead and put the lobby link for you.
I'm in the NGS channel.
Just post it so you can get in here.
I'm in here.
Alright, so here we are. Hello, everyone. Wow, okay, we've already got some support. Tiger coming in with 333, half of the number of the beast, number of bits being donated. We also do go ahead and have Moist Weenus showing up with his typical 69, because he wouldn't be Moist Weenus if he didn't. Looking at Garden of Terror, I actually really like this map because it's interesting in that, unlike, say, Volskaya, you don't have to hold the point for a length of time. You just have to run your opponent away from it and then just grab the thing. You have to be able to secure an area for 10 seconds and then you can just leave. It's also big enough that you don't get to easily rotate, so you almost end up with sometimes 2 offlaners. I've definitely seen a 1-3-1 on this map, as well as the normal 1-4 rotate. Anything that you kind of expect or hope not to see when we come to this map?
For this map? Not really. I don't know.
No problem. Alright, go ahead and let them know that we are ready. Looks like your players this time around are going to be on the side of Brickhouse, Dizzy Wingman, Hater, Zesty, Shyborg, and Little Soul. Over on the side of Clouded Minds, we'll go ahead and be getting Ruffian, Star Knight. Oh, Trelania? I always want to pronounce her name wrong, and I always get corrected. Casey Port and Traxix. When we get in the game, I'll probably introduce Trelania because I actually know how to pronounce it, and it's apparently very specific. So I know she doesn't really mind if you say her name wrong, but she obviously likes it better when you actually get it right.
Oh, how do you say it properly?
It's, as well, I've been told it's Trelania.
Trelania. So, okay.
Because I always look at it and I'm like, Trelania? But because I don't know why, but it's the AI, not the...
When I look at it, I think Trilena. But, I separate the tri and the Lena, but I must be wrong. Maybe it's Trilenia. Okay. Garden of Terror.
Alright, it does look like Brickhouse is ready. So I guess these people have been talking out of the storm, and I have not been reading what they've been saying because I am a terrible person. Okay, not really. There's way worse things to do in the world, but still. Here we go, going into the draft in just about now. I was going to do a countdown, but they were already at 1, so it seemed kind of pointless. I was like, this is where you push the buttons, guys. Alright, into the draft. We do, of course, have first pick and first stand. We add inside of the private line, because that's what they chose when they won the flip. Taking out May, first and foremost. I will remind everyone that we do not have the 5 reworked heroes, so you will not see Vala or Anduin or Raynor or the other 2. Johanna and I don't remember the 5th one. We'll have Stukov and Kaspar taken out, so these teams know exactly who they want and who they don't want. Oh, wow, okay.
Very confident pick.
Just not waiting around.
I thought maybe we'd see a Murky, but no, it's a Deathwing.
What's really interesting to me is that I actually have to wonder if that is a response to the Tychus being banned out. Because Tychus is very often... Oh, okay, wow!
What the? Cho'Gall, nice!
Someone tell Bahamut to get in here?
Oh my god.
Alright, having to put in the pick as we go. And the player names, because of course I was super prepared. I don't know what you're talking about. So we do have, the now completely legal false head. We can actually have dishonorable discharge if Ruffian so chooses. That is no longer banned. And then also the Dibble. So that's interesting. Because they banned out the Tychus, and so Trackers responded with the Deathwing, apparently thinking that might be what the Tychus ban indicated. But apparently no, the Tychus ban indicated that Cho'Gall was coming in. Now, I will say False Man does get a percent damage talent that you can get relatively early. I think it's level 7. Unless that got changed, I don't think that got changed since rework. So that's at least going to be somewhat very effective. It is Cho'Gall, somewhat very effective. Don't you love how I kind of like cushion that?
Anaban, not an Oriole. I'm surprised. Okay. I guess because they don't want to be Nano Boost Cho'Gall.
Victory for the Forsaken.
I found. Let me switch to my headset.
Yeah, that's the slightly frustrating. They're like, oh yeah, the volume's really low for one voice and high for the other, but I don't know which voice they mean. Like, I can fix that very easily. Even did a sound check, and I forgot to check it. Amazing.
We did a sound check. It was fine before. It just happens when you start casting, I think. Oh, Zul'jin and Brightwing. Does auto attack damage. And a global. Rhaegar with the Ancestral, Sylvanas with the Siege. They have camp takers on their side. Hopefully my mic is working.
I can definitely hear you. Let me go ahead and shift the volume slightly. I've got confirmation down.
Imperious to round out their draft.
Okay, so apparently they can hear you just fine. It's me. I'm the problem.
Oh no.
That's okay. I can pump that up. I also have to say that it will actually get a lot better with me. I will actually face my mic. I keep having to put in like heroes, so I keep looking away, and this is a condenser mic, so it doesn't like that. Alright, so we do go ahead and are loading into the game. Let me go ahead and run the trailer. We always like to do that. If you don't know where you are, you're on Nexus Gaming Series, and check this out. And there we go. Alright, and welcome into the game. We do have spawned in on the blue side of Brickhouse. If you want to go ahead and introduce them right quick.
Blue side, Brickhouse, we have Cho, Dizzy Wingman on Cho, Tater on Sylvanas, Shilbarg on Gal, and Curious.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, on Clouded Mine, we are going to go ahead and have Traxxas playing in that Deathwing, Ruffian playing the Fall Stat, Casey Sport coming in on Diablo, Trylania is on the Zul'jin, and Starlight coming on Brightwing. They are currently moving towards the middle of the map. It does look like we have people, actually no, they're splitting off. Just Deathwing in the middle now? I kept thinking like, oh, they're all going. No, they're not all going. No, none of them are going. Making it very, very difficult for me because they're rude.
Balta needs stacks, so...
We have the level. I kind of like it. There's a lot of very, very, very attention towards the bottom lane because this is actually 3 people down there. We do have Hyladia and Starlight moving back with Ruffian on the whole group back. This one moves Diablo and Sylvanas in the mid lane. And it, oh, Deathwing is going serious up top. That's actually really interesting. Imperius did go ahead and have burn the Impure, so actually that's a little bit of a weakening matchup, but if Traxxas stays inside of her wave, she'll be able to avoid a lot of that damage.
Sylvanas is getting chunked down mid lane.
Red team draws first blood.
Certainly is. Thank you for the heads up. I got there just in time to watch her body disappear, but still. Nice rotation in from Ruffian. Went ahead and caught that. Ruffian is now moving up to go into the mercenary camp. We do have Disboard. I kind of love that name. Moving in against Star Knight and Lady at the bottom. No one on the side of Brickhouse actually really intermitting just yet. We're going to go ahead and finish up this camp right quick. Meanwhile, the battle up top, Little Soul is looking pretty low and distracted. Is having to fall back and go ahead and drink from that moon well. Filling the fountain, whatever name you want to use for it. We do now go ahead and have some mercy up on the side of the town.
Heroes, you're just in time for the seeds of my vengeance to sprout. But which of you will gather them first?
Go ahead and have more nice pickup on the side of Clouded Mine.
Oh, I thought they'd get a chance to clear the Giants mid, but it doesn't look like it. They're gonna go to their top Giants, both Rhaegar and Sylvanas, so it pushes during objective. Maybe they're giving objective first one.
It's very well looking
Their
in my
seed is
view.
right. That's what you. I would so hate for you to not be the first to harvest enough.
I'm noticing a slight bit of lag on my end. I don't know if that's theme or what. Ever since the patch, I've been a little bit far with that. Just going in, gnawing on some tickets, but it's gonna have to fall back out of there. Diablo's nearby, and Starlight is gonna pop in. That is looking bullshit alone in bottom lane. It does look like this board is running down there. Can I just go ahead and just call them this board the whole game? I love that name.
Another seed. I trust you know what to do, heroes.
We have the second team coming up. Obviously, as we saw, Clouded Mines did get the first one. This still isn't make or break on the side of Brickhouse. But if they give this one up, then it does pick up. This is a map I think it's best to run. You have like a 70% chance to win if you get the objective for your opponent. Obviously, the full 3 objectives, not just the first lead.
Shouldn't you be gathering that seed?
It looks like they're all getting in position for the second one for sure, so we'll see a fight break out soon.
And interestingly, we still have 2 people down below. Now, one of them is Star Knight, so Star Knight can teleport in, but Zul'jin is not in the area. Oh, up now. Cho is still in the middle of the map, as is Gaul, who's Gaul being held hostage. Tater taking a lot of damage. Are running in and trying to take that out. Looks like Tater will escape, but this looks like it's going to be the second team on the side of Clouded Mine. Oh, I am so sorry. Did not even notice I had those up. Boop, boop.
Clouded
I
Mind.
actually-
Sorry.
Oh, no problem at all. You could always interrupt me. Going up to Mercury against the top and roughly at the support.
There's a fight down below between Zul'jin and Cho'Gall too. Oh, never mind.
It does look like Cho'Gall actually managed to take the move well
You
down.
best be ready to gather another
In the
seed,
ongoing
heroes.
battle for the bottom lane. There is another cleanup. We do have Sylvanas in this area. This works a little bit. Diablo is down to about 6 health, but if we go in and get back to the move well, which he still has.
Gather the seed.
Okay, let me go ahead and try that. I may have actually had it set to the wrong audio if it wasn't actually picking that up very well. That'd be a little bit of a problematic.
I don't hear game sound effects on my end, but I think it's just me.
So I definitely hear them on mine, and it looks like they're being picked up. Alright, we do go ahead and Cloud of Minds, going ahead and securing that. We do have the bottom one is pushed pretty far back because that wave was very, very deep into everything else. There is KC Court. It looks like a lot of attention being pushed into the middle lane. You have everyone else. I am so sorry about that. For some reason, my OBS did not have the settings. I set it to the wrong mic, apparently. Actually, really curious. I bet that was the webcam it was actually trying to pick up from. That would cause a big problem. But, okay, we do have the middle one cleaned up. It does look like they're going to save all 3 of their forts, although I say that. Little Soul is trying. Traxx is nearby, trying to take out the top fort.
APOC comes out and he's getting the pick on Sylvanas. It was
That is the second kill for Clouded Minds. They're moving through. Zesty is kind of surrounded from all sides. There is a gust coming out, and Zesty goes ahead and uses Ancestral Healing to keep themselves up. A lot of damage, and we do actually have a kill onto Brightwing. There is Cho'Gall moving in. There is a kill onto the False Head. We are now up to 2-2. Treylinia is trying to run away, but will not be able to escape. Zul'jin goes down. Alright, there is Little Soul in the middle, going ahead and getting that experience. We do have a slight experience edge for Brickhouse, despite or actually maybe because they have lost all 3 seeds, they were actually in the lanes a bit more often. But it does look like Traxx is trying to go ahead and get down this fort. It's going to have to be driven back by Tater and Little Soul. Just go ahead and lose an armor plate there, and going to go ahead and use the sun out. Does actually catch Sylvanas. Here comes everything else. Zesty going to go ahead and pick up these Siege Giants down here. These are obviously the nicest Siege Giants to pick up because you can take absolutely 0 damage as long as you pay attention to where their boulders are going.
He's taking a lot of shield talents at 1 and 4 and cleanse, so that's my favorite build for Rhaegar.
He's trying to definitely make sure. I mean, that is the thing. Whenever you have Cho'Gall, that is the question. We do have Ancestral Heal. We already saw. If you want to, go ahead and then, well, we actually, never mind. It looks like we're about to have a fight breakout, so we don't have time to go over talents right now. But those of you that are at home, look at the bottom of your screen and you can see them. We do have Disborg getting pushed back by KC Court. Little Soul coming in from below. Does miss the spear. A lot of damage on the KC. And it does look like we have another seed possibly going to Cloud of Minds. Rhaegar is not here. He's actually cleaning bottom lane. They're trying to continue getting an experience advantage, but they don't have a level advantage, so it doesn't actually give them any advantage in the battle. I said advantage like 3 times. Here's the thing, though. They do have Sylvanas. Sylvanas could, in theory, push in and just take out this fort, but it looks like she's not going to. Alright, now it looks like we do have a slight bit of... Nope, never mind. They went ahead and took the top word. But if you want to go ahead and read out the ults we had on the side of Brickhouse.
Sure, Brickhouse, we have Upheaval, we have Wheeling Arrow, we have Rhaegar's Ancestral Healing, then we have Shadow Bolt Volley for Cho'Gall, Wraith of Angerus for Imperius.
Yep. Meanwhile, on the other side, we do have that Mighty Gust coming out of Falstad. Blink Heal on the right wing. We do have Taz Dingo on the Zul'jin, Apocalypse, and Belangor. I have to finish that real quick because we do have Traxxas moving in. A little bit of invade onto that camp, and they will go and pick that up. Pressure into the bottom lane. It does look like that fort is already gone. And this is going to make Brickhouse have to pick between fighting over the seed and defending their bottom.
Basically the kidnap ult. That's what I call it for
Yeah, it is interesting. It's not one we see very often.
Yeah, that's different.
So it doesn't look like they've decided to fight. Here comes Upheaval. Unfortunately, Upheaval only hits the Deathwing, and Deathwing does not care about being upheaved. He's a dragon. He flies.
Ooh, that's done.
Nice spear coming in, catching 2 people. We have Zul'jin being unkillable. A lot of damage onto this Diablo. Traxxas comes into the back line, trying to split the damage, and it looks like will be momentarily successful. But Diablo does go down and loses the souls. Traxxas goes airborne, but it looks like the first seed of the game to go to the side of Brickhouse will be picked up. However, as this is happening, nope, actually they didn't hardly take any damage to the bottom lane at all. So never mind what I'm trying to say. The narrative is not being constructed as I'm trying to call it. This Bullock is running away from the entire enemy team. It looks like they're not interested in trying to chase Cho'Gall around the map. He can obviously shove himself, because that's just how Cho'Gall works. Meanwhile, we do have Zesty going ahead and picking up the... Oh, Zesty actually does see Sylvanas. Well, not really see Sylvanas, sees Deathwing with Sylvanas. That's what I'm trying to say.
Another seed is about to sprout, heroes.
Looks like we do have Clouded Minds moving into the middle of the map. Going ahead and try and take down this fort. There's other upheaval. Actually does catch a lot of people with the upheaval. Ruffian gets huge amounts of damage. Not quite going to be taken out. I do think Little Soul was in the perfect place. They are trying to chase the Brightwing. Brightwing goes ahead and blinks to the Ruffian. Not going to be able to secure that. Meanwhile, in the middle, a lot of very, very low health bars, but no actual kills.
That APOC and Gust kind of overlapped each other a little bit, but they got saved by it, so...
PC Core's taking a lot of damage, does not quite have it. And there's another upheaval. Once again, everything's pulled in. This time they will not get away. We do have Unkillable on the Zul'jin. Zul'jin is going to be okay for just a little bit, but does not manage to kill anyone with his flying axes until the Unkillable goes away, and he became a very, very killable. Here comes Traxxas, landing with a gout of flame on all sides. But does go ahead and, like, Traxxas is a very, very big target for the Shadow Bolt volley that comes out. Meanwhile, poor Little Soul is like, I really wish someone would be up here to help. Having to slowly kill all of these guys, because Imperius, very, very true to form, does not care about lane minions. Here you can see the new tiny experience globes from the patch up at the top
They're coming
lane.
in for an invade on the Giants. It's 3v3.
If Traxxas is going to stand there, there is Cho'Gall. We do have PC Court in the background, but Ruffian once again takes a lot of damage. Actually managed to just barely get out of there, possibly due to the shield from the, like, pull out of the way. What is going on? I'm getting an incredible amount of lag.
In game, I don't have any.
Interesting. Between games, I will go and make sure nothing is running. I don't think anything is, though.
Splendid. Gather that seed.
A lot of people hiding in the sidelines. Little Soul right in the middle of everything.
APOC's caught
I have
him.
not actually seen him wrath any Inquises, so just something to note.
No kidnapping going on here. They successfully defended the third seed.
So yep, we are 2 seeds to 2 seeds. The next one is going to be for all of the marbles.
They're coming in for an invade on the Bruiser. But they're split up and they know someone's dead, so they're easily gonna get it.
1 second, I am going to check to make sure nothing is going on real quick. I apologize, guys. And Honestly, no. Nothing is right. I don't know why I'm getting so much lag. And back. Very deeply confused. I apologize about this. I've never actually had this happen before.
So they're taking their CM Clouded Minds is taking their bruiser. They're rotating top lane now. Looks like there might be a fight breaking out there. They're getting in position. They're clearing a lane. Oh, giants.
Alright,
Deathwing landed on the background in the backline.
Yep, it's fighting against Tater and Zesty in the backline. We have a lot of damage, but it looks like Imperius got a little bit too far ahead. There's a stun. Oh, that shove was kind of funny because it actually worked while they were stunned because you can't stun Show Gall, or you can't stun Gall. You can stun Show all you want, but Gall is kind of like Deathwing.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep, cannot be silenced, cannot be stunned.
Sylvanas. Trying to... Oh. Never mind. Gets picked off. Is this game ending? Because they have the objective. They have 4 men dead. This must be...
It very well might be, to be completely honest. Because, like, they do have the objective. The objective is going to take the top port, or the top feed and the bottom feed. Trax is going ahead and flying over just to make a field of death. Only Rhaegar is up trying to get this. We do have a little soul calling out GG.
Yep, GG. Well played.
Alright, so, real quick, if you want to go ahead and go over stats, I'm going to reboot this computer to try and keep this from happening again. I don't know what's causing it.
No worries.
But it's not the best. The stream will stay up because I have a separate computer for streaming.
So we have, let's see, the standout stats. We have the most amount of damage with Gal, and on the other side for Brickhouse, we have Zul'jin with 32k. Gal has 70k damage, 112k siege, only 1 death. And then we have 3 kills for Rhaegar. So that's pretty surprising for a healer. Decent amount of healing, 52k versus 68. XP soaked for Sylvanas, highest XP soaked 13k and 10k for Imperius. That's pretty high for Imperius. 14k soaked by Deathwing. Yeah, the kills were pretty even, 6 to 7. Falsehead got 3 kills on their team. Any other stats? Well, they didn't have their level 20 talents, but... Is it running?
The computer is currently rebooting, so...
Yep.
Fantastic.
Or, I mean, one team got level 20, so they had Wind Tunnel, they had the upgraded Invisible Friends for Brightwing, they had Amani Resilience, Hellgate, Arrival of a God for Deathwing.
Sorry about this, everyone. I'm really hoping we don't have that same amount of lag in the second game. Also very curious where my camera is and why it doesn't work.
It looks like the next map is Dragonshire.
Oh, interesting. I actually really, really do appreciate Dragonshire. It's kind of interesting because if you look at the stream, you can actually see my computer rebooting is happening behind us. So that's cool. Everyone
Penguins.
Up with what's going on.
Is that a penguin screensaver?
It's the penguin login screen. Oh, and everyone can see my name. Please don't try and steal my identity. It won't be polite.
Dragonshire. I'm always a bit nervous going on this map. I feel like you need a lot of really good communication between your soul laner, your ganker, your 3-man or 4-man, however you want to organize it. I definitely like this map is fine as long as you've practiced a lot together. as your 5-man team.
It is most certainly one of the harder maps in order to actually make work.
Yeah, to coordinate your peoples working together as a team.
All right, real quick, is there anything running that is going to cause issues? Not really. Go ahead and... Oh, that's interesting. What are you going to get out of here? Sorry, kind of talking to myself, amazingly.
I don't know what else to talk about. I'm sorry.
Yep, you're okay. We'll go ahead and go into a between game screen. We'll be right back when we get to the game. Once again, I apologize for the slight lag. I will do my best to get it fixed. Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to game number 2. As you can see, looking up at the big board, we do go ahead and have Dragonshire being the pick, this time being picked by Clouded Minds, which tells us that Brickhouse wanted first pick after losing game 1 when they got the choice. I was talking to Mischief a little bit about Dragonshire between, and this is definitely a high skill, high coordination map. You really, really have to be able to work with your team. So, very, very excited to see what happens here. And it looks like we're going to be going into the draft right about now. I will say I'm so glad that I'm actually streaming off a separate computer that I'm like observing from, because that actually does allow me to go back and reboot the computer without having to end the stream, which is amazing.
That's true. Good point. We were talking about that, setting up dual PCs for if I feel like getting more into casting later. First pick, Stukov.
I definitely certainly enjoy it. I also enjoy just straight observing, which is something I've just started getting into, and I kind of suggest all casters do it, even though I'm not doing it today, so kind of a hypocrite. Everyone should do this. Are you doing it? No?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, and then turn you back on. So we do go and have the Stukov banned out again, but this time they are banning out the Diablo, because Diablo was definitely picking them off very well last time. May still being banned. I don't think Uther was banned last time, though. Oh, and we have Hoodpope playing Gazlo. Hoodpope was not in the previous game. Trying to see who's not here. Looks like Zesty was replaced by Hoodpope. Looks like Traxic is going into the Sonya. Very, very, very powerful solo laner.
And a Falstad to possibly get the solo lane help.
Falstad is extra good on this map because you do end up having to split up so much. Ability to just instantly be in a different location. Or, okay, not instantly, but really, really heckin' fast.
Global really helps, yep.
Technically, in a race, Dahaka wins, but...
Tychus and Garage picked up. Nice.
And Dizzy Wingman not taking the Cho'Gall, but still taking the Cho'Gall counter with Tychus. Alright, interesting ban. So it looks like Sonya's going to be going into Gazlo. That is a matchup that favors Sonya slightly. Although I do think Gazlo can actually fight into it pretty well if he takes the shield talent level 4. Who is our second fan coming from the side of Brickhouse?
I don't know if we're going to see a spin build, Sonya, to get rid of all the turrets. I think that would help. Spin and sustain.
I mean, that's... it's not necessarily that she needs to get rid of the turrets, but it would definitely... You can heal off the turrets and the waves, and the turrets don't actually do that much damage by themselves. So you can kind of negate them with the spin build.
A Varian ban. They don't want to see that.
Yeah, they've decided being stuck in place. Although, granted, it's not so much the Falstad does a lot of damage, but Malfurion... Okay, having Taunt and Sleepy Roots would be terrifying. Hold someone in place forever. Star Knight is going from Brightwing over to Malf, which is interesting because Brightwing is still available. And yep, because Brightwing is still available, we're going to see that on the other side. Interesting enough, Shyborg picking it up, who was the Gull player last time. Not a pair of heroes I would expect to see so much. So lastly, are we going to get a tank, or are we going with a double bruiser setup on the side of Clouded Minds? Kind of both, frankly.
A Nubarak. Nice.
So definitely an engaged tank. A Nubarak is very, very, very popular for engaged tanks because he has 2 stuns in his base kit. Technically 3 if he goes Cocoon, which most Nubaraks will. So it can just really, really, really stop a fight from happening for annoying amount of time. Interestingly, also very often considered a counter to Cho'Gall because you can remove 2 heroes from the fight for like 20 seconds, it feels like, maybe 15. I don't have a good understanding of time. But we'll go ahead and go into the game right quick. I will see you guys after the intro. Alright, and we are coming into the load screen. I hope everyone is excited to be here. We're just referring to my amazing solo channel where I'll actually let people see. I have an amazing collection of boots. Or at least I think they are. And I'm completely humble and not at all egotistical.
Heroes, prepare for combat.
That's a great start. Okay, if you want to go ahead... Oh, I have a dance party going on the side of Brickhouse. If you want to go ahead and introduce them right quick, that'll be fantastic.
Battle commencing in 10 seconds.
Alright, it does look like we got it going ahead and have Dizzy Wingman playing the Tychus, Shyborg on the Brightwing, Hoodput playing that Gazlo, Tater playing the Orphea, and Little Soul and Garage. Alright, if you want to go ahead and introduce the other side.
Sure, we have Ruffian on Falstad, we have Charlena on Sylvanas, Star Knight on Malfurion, Casey Court on Anubarak, Traxxas on Sonya.
Alright, it does look like the 5-man is in the middle here at the beginning of the game. At least on the side of Brickhouse. Sonya is up in the top lane already. Getting good and prepared. A little bit of damage coming out of Trilena as they go around. Casey Court gets the stun onto the Garage, followed by the Sleepy Roots. Let's get the Garage down to about half health, which on Garage is pretty good, but there's a great throw. The Bug is in tower range. It does also get knocked down to about half. Here we go ahead and have the rotate down below. This is a map where you definitely see the 4-man rotating. It actually looks like they've already got double soaking coming out of Traxxas. Now that's actually a really good plan because Gazlo struggles to double soak prior to level 7. But that will mean that they'll have a very hard time actually holding the top shrine. A little bit of damage coming out. We do have Gazlo trying to double soak. I'm not sure he'll be able to keep up with this, to be completely honest. I also do have to say, just real quick, this is the best skin for Sonya. Don't at me.
Oh, there's
a pause coming out. So let me go ahead and get out of that screen so no one can cheat and look at the mini-map. Because that would be bad.
I was just dealing with my dog. She's barking in the background.
Hope everything's okay.
She's fine. She just wants to play fetch. She just wants to play all 24/7. I don't know. She just never gets tired. Like super energetic.
Well, I mean, that's better than the alternative, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, this is kind of funny. You can probably see it like right above me, but they were ready, and right when they were about to start the game, then all of a sudden Trilenia disconnected. So they're like, actually, don't start. So while we're here, Venus, specifically for you, because you can't actually redeem points to see my boots, so I'll just have to give them away for free. Here's the boots I'm wearing today. They're actually not my most impressive pair. Very, very, very happy with them. But they're more or less my just strappy boots. I have a lot more impressive pairs, but I didn't think anyone would actually be redeeming that because it's not available on this channel. I don't know what it is, but I basically don't own heels unless they are heeled boots. So
I'm the opposite. I got rid of all my heels. I now just wear flats and kicks or sneakers or trainers.
Well, I have a lot of just regular shoes, but it's like I don't have any just normal heels. I just have a
Yeah.
lot of like punk boots. Nope. I was looking around to see if I had another pair in here, but it does not look like I do.
I think they're ready. Both sides are saying they're ready.
We just you can't make Mischief like go into something I do and she doesn't. Nope, we don't
Wait,
have
I
Mischief.
missed the comment. I'll have to watch
We
it
just
in
was like,
replay.
okay, how many points do I have to donate to see your boots? And I was like, Weenus, you can't do that. That's something I do. Alright, we do have both mercenary camps being picked up by both teams. Because if we had both mercenary camps picked up by more than both teams, that would be very impressive. It does look like for just a second we do have both of the top and bottom channeled, but no one would be able to pick that up. I will also say that in chat, Weena said that they love the collar. I'm not sure if they're referring to yours or mine.
Color
or your
of
dog's
the
or mine, I
boot?
guess I should say. Now the collar, I don't know if they're talking about your dog or mine.
She doesn't have. You can't. Even if I put a collar on her, you can't see it. She has too much fur. Wait, we have a fight breaking down. I gotta go. Hold on.
So, yeah, we do have a lot of contestation here at the bottom lane. Ironically enough, no one actually owns the top shrine at all. It looks like Gazdo is actually moving up there, being like, you know what, if we actually win this, it'd be nice to own top shrine.
Hey.
So here comes a lot of attention moving in here. Trilania taking a huge amount of aggression, but does not actually get anything put into them. And I will say Sony's actually taking the top shrine, so in just a second they could, in theory, get the Dragon Knight, although there is no one in middle lane in order to make that actually happen. There is a nice stun into sleep. A lot of damage on the garage. They're trying to get Little Soul. Little Soul goes down to about 200 health, but does actually manage to get out of there. Disney Wee-Man taking a huge amount of damage is going ahead and scooting on out. And we do have Sonya actually securing the Dragon Knight, which is very, very impressive. I won't say unexpected, but good. Does look like they're going to go ahead and clear minions in order to have some support as they move in onto this middle shrine. But it does look like we go ahead and have Brickhouse moving upwards in order to oppose this. This is only a 4-minute Dragon Knight, so it's not going to do all that much. But meanwhile, the fact that they moved away means Sylvanas can go ahead and use her trait and just pile into the bottom. It looks like the bottom tower is going down. But there is a throw, however that was thrown to a Nubrak, and Nubrak can just burrow charge right back out. Does not even care.
Meanwhile, the Dragon Knight's working on the middle gate. They got it completely down. And now they're making their way top lane.
Dragon Knight is at 1%. Does manage to get one tick, but I think this turret may take the Dragon Knight out.
That beast is not my beloved.
Meanwhile, there's a big fight going down below. KC Court and Trilania are having a fight. Trilania does get taken out by Brickhouse. Apparently 2v4 was not a very good terms of engagement. Here comes everything else. Going in and knocking everything down.
They're working on the bottom bruiser camp.
Yep, meanwhile, it does look like Clouded Minds are taking their siege camp.
Casey did go to check, but they've already capped it.
Yep, and even if they hadn't, he was like, okay, there's 4 of them, there's 1 of me. We
It's
just
true.
learned what happens when you fight 2v4. I don't think 1v4 will have a different result. That's one of those
And,
writing on the wall things. Oh, level 10s are out on the side of Brickhouse. It does look like we've got Dragon Laser Drill on the Tychus, Grabo Bomb, Warlord's Challenge, Blink Heal, and Crushing Jaws. What about on the side of Clouded Minds?
We have, on the side of Clouded Minds, we have Mighty Gust, we have Mind Control, Twilight Dream, Cocoon, and Leap for Sonya.
Alright, then speaking of
Mind
Leap, there it
Control.
comes, goes ahead and catches Dizzy Wingman, did a lot of damage on Dizzy Wingman. Dragon Laser Drill is, I think, down, I think I saw it. But no actual, a lot of aggression, no actual kills. That was a full 5-on-5 engagement. But in the end, actually I think a slight advantage for Brickhouse, because they still have their siege minions. No one was actually killed, and they are actually able to move in and do a lot of damage to this wall.
It looks like Grav-a-Bomb wasn't used, so
My husband is dead.
maybe they could use it now.
Remind this kingdom of his strength.
Possibly, it does look like everyone is falling back at the moment. Casey Court moves in. It's a little bit of aggression from Orphea. Needs to be a little bit careful, is very close. There was a mind control that came out, but ended up whiffing.
The previous one was a super long range, actually hit somebody. Couldn't believe how long that was. Mind control.
Pixel perfect max range.
Yeah.
Alright, we do go ahead and have a fight over the top shrine between Sonya and Gazlo. Meanwhile, the bottom is the 4-on-4. It does look like Garrosh is having to fall back. He's at 30 armor at the moment.
Moving out.
There went the attempt. Oh, 3-person taunt. Oh, that's a little bit tragic. Taunt happened, but Orphea's thing was already done. Although I think they're actually on different. Nope, never mind. They aren't. I know what I'm talking about. Garrosh goes down. Also does fall stat. Oh, I actually thought Brightwing died, but it looks like did not. Casey Court down to 200 health and having to fall back. There's a battle over mid, but it looks like the bottom shrine is being taken. Interestingly, it does look like they actually, Sonya took the bruiser camp up top and was putting Gazlo in a position where he had to defend mid, which means he couldn't fight the bruisers. But then he was able to peel off as the bottom shrine was taken by his allies.
Gazlo versus Sonya top lane. Gazlo's getting chunked out.
Gazlo is having to retreat. Did end up taking hyper-focused coils at level 4, which I do think is hurting him into Sonya. Because Sonya is maneuverable enough, it's hard to hit those consistently, and so he's not getting the healing from it.
Is the noob going down? Nope, he gets out.
Comes for you.
And once again, we do go ahead and have Clouded Minds becoming a dragon. Not a Deathwing, a different dragon. Falstad is going to go ahead and immediately move into this middle location, but a lot of people all around it. Now this is somewhere where the Gazlo will help. Percent damage does work on the Dragon Knight. It's not full. I think there is a cap on how much damage you can do per hit, but still, it went down incredibly fast. There's the throw from Garrosh, and followed up by just a Omega Stun. Star Knight getting very close. A lot of damage coming in. Tychus activated the minigun. Star Knight is running the wrong way. It definitely was just trying to distract them, it looks like. Very good engagement if Tychus had been a Master Assassin, but he's not. We do have Casey Court watching this camp be taken out, but obviously realizes he's down 2 allies, so can't do a whole lot about it.
Sonya's invading, trying to steal their bruiser. Let's see if anyone notices. Meanwhile, they're on the... Brickhouse is on bottom bruiser. He's anchoring in the right position in case anybody invades. Nope, they capped it safely.
Yep. And just about now, I do think they may suspect that someone's over here, but they're not going to be... Yep, Gazlo was moving in that direction, but it was too late. Gazlo fighting Sonya right now, goes and drives her off, but then says, you know what, I need to deal with these bruisers. Thankfully, there happened to be a wave at the perfect location in order to delay this.
They did take top fountain out, though, I think. I'm not sure if it already was down.
I'm not sure either. It's definitely dead now, that's what matters.
They're going in to do a little bit of damage bot, but
The shrine
they're defending, so they can.
and become the new
Oh, the cocoon came out on Garrosh.
Nice poison there with a head. Oh, a aggressive burrow to get out of there. Casey Court down to about half health. Does not have his escape anymore, but looks like he will go ahead and get out of there. Tychus goes down. There was somebody came in. I assumed there was a leap, but I didn't hear it.
Yeah, leap on Sonya. On Tychus. And somebody else.
So looks like we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Still no Grabo actually used.
Earn his power and destroy
I think the Grabo is being saved to be a follow-up into the Orpheus stun, but unfortunately the Orpheus stun is not catching people. They really need to try and get Garage into a multi-person taunt into the Orpheus stun into the Grabo, I think.
Yeah, that's what I was saying about this map. It takes so much coordination and good comms and a lot of practice between teammates because the 3-man versus the ganker versus the solo laner, there's a lot of coordination required. That's why this map makes me nervous with the new team. But these teammates have been practicing together for a long time. Oh, Gazelle looks like he's in a bit of trouble.
There's actually a big fight. There comes the Grabo. Grabo goes ahead and catches 2 people. There is the follow-up stun. We do have Sylvanas going down. Ruffian goes ahead and gets caught. There is a Garage right on top of them. Not throwing just yet. There we go. Does throw onto the Sleepy Roots. Obviously doesn't affect it because Sleepy Roots is his team, but still just in the middle of a lot of pain. There is a possible Dragon Knight, but I very much doubt anyone's going to be able to channel it with 2 people down. Tychus and Gazlo heading up top, Brightwing down below. Brightwing is going to have to fall back from here, cannot handle this by themselves. They're just baby dragon.
Looks like Sonya's by herself top, but she managed to get out, I think. Yep, leaps out.
The little, like, the Garage comes in, is like, I'm going to throw you, and Sonya's like, nope, I can do that myself.
Garage might be looking for a pick here, but he needs his team to be around.
That's always one of my favorite interactions on Sonya, or even more so on Muradin. To have, like, Garage throws them into your team, then Muradin just hops right back. Like, nope.
Or what you saw with the Garage versus Anub. Garage throws him in, Anub just burrows out.
I think one of my favorite things on a noob, granted we don't see it here, but on the pirate map where a noob burrows under the water.
Oh, I don't think I've ever, because I don't play that much quick match.
No, I really don't either anymore. But the first time I saw it, I just laughed so much because you still see the little burrow animation above the waves. It's silly. Alright, Little Soul moving in. It looks like they're trying to aggress onto... It is interesting they're actually rolling as 5 for the moment. Both teams are level 18, but that may come back to bite them later.
Looks like Gazzo's splitting off from the team, so they're not grouped up now, temporarily. He's gonna cap top, maybe? Or just so?
Probably both is moving up there. There's a stun coming out of the Orpheus. They do go ahead and get out. Gazlo goes against top, so there's no risk of a Dragon Knight just yet.
A lot of ults used. Well, 2.
Yep. So there are 3 ults up on either side. Though granted, I don't know if Brightwings really counts, because even when it's used, it's up almost instantly.
Yeah, sure.
It does look like the boosters are being taken. The other team is nearby. I don't know if they can do anything about this. Now keep in mind, Sony is not with them, so this is a 5 versus 4. And that is going to go ahead and cause Clouded Minds to not want to engage. So it does look like we have the shrines being taken, but a lot of pressure coming out of Brickhouse in the middle. Yeah, so we're going to go up and try and take the shrine. That is going to temporarily leave them in a advantageous position. There's the throw and the stun. A taunt comes out, and we do have a Nubrock just very, very cleanly being taken out. There's a polymorph on Traxix. Traxix goes ahead and also gets thrown, but there is a Gust.
Gravel bomb.
Gust actually gets hit by Grabo, and that is a 2 for nothing in favor of Brickhouse.
Those are clean engages.
Level 20 advantage on the side of Brickhouse, and it looks like they may be looking to get Dragon Knight. Gazlo's going top, Tychus is bottom. And Little Soul going to go ahead and become a dragon. Trilania is in the area, but cannot actually move in. Here comes everybody else. Are going to go ahead and just push straight through middle. ARAM it. Now keep in mind there is also a siege camp down below pushing through the bottom. I don't know that it's actually at risk of moving through there because I'm definitely not moving my camera down there right now, but it's there, so be aware. And is this going to be the first fort of the game? Certainly looks like it could be. There is the Dragon Laser Drill just boring into it.
Meanwhile, the giants are working in the bottom fort. Might as well come over and finish it. Nice. They still have a little bit of the dragon left.
So yep, about 24 seconds, about 15%. There's a nice engagement on the back. Right wing gets taken out, but there's a great grabo, catches a lot of people.
Oh, that's however, got Orphea.
Who gets Orphea? There is a lot of explosions going everywhere. But we do have a 2 kill for 1 in favor of Clouded Mines. So that may not be it, because a little soul does go down.
Top fort's going down too with minions. But they're probably gonna get the bottom. Let's see what they do.
Yep, this is their opportunity to be able to really make some advantageous positions, because it's only Tychus and Gaslow. Now keep in mind, both of them do have a lot of ability to delay this, but they may be able to go in and get the bottom heap, or at the very least the wall. They are about 30 seconds away from Garage, about 20 seconds away from everyone else. They do not have their Anubarak, however.
Ooh! Oh. Almost.
And that's why... Oh, great mind control. It looks like we'll have a Gaslow going down.
Followed up with the sleepy root by mouth.
Right wing is back, not going to be able to stop this aggression, but at least give the Tychus a little bit of help. We do have Orphea coming down as well. They're going to go ahead and take out the middle fort as well. However, the lane pressure actually has gotten to the core. I very much doubt this will...
core.
He's not going to get through shields, but that definitely is scary. We are 20 seconds away from Gaslow. It does look like they're going to go ahead and start putting some lane pressure and move out into the mercenary waves. Here comes everything else moving through. It does look like the bottom booster camp is going to be picked up on the side of Clouded Mines.
Control both shrines, and the Dragon Knight's power is yours.
I think for this side of Brickhouse, they just have to clean up all their lanes, make sure they're grouped together now. Maybe the next fight determines who wins.
Yep, there is a chance that Brickhouse is in a better position because they have not actually lost any keeps yet. That middle lane pressure is going to keep annoying Clouded Mines. However, they are actually aggressive with the bottom lane. That's going to be... They actually are in a position to potentially get the Dragon Knight. But there's a great taunt into Grabo. There's a kill onto Sylvanas, a kill onto Anubarak. There will be the Dragon Knight picked up by Ruffian, but they're going to have a hard time doing a lot with it because they are now 3 versus 5. Really 2 versus 5 because Dragon Knight is not as good at team fighting.
So maybe they're just looking to get the top fort and that's it. And it looks like their team's going to core. They're right.
Yeah, I
they're
don't
racing.
disagree with this. The Dragon Knight actually cannot hearth unless you abandon it.
The red team's core is
Malfurion's in the area, but here comes everybody else. And they just abandon Dragon Knight. They're like, we have to go back and defend this right now.
Oh, they're back.
And it actually looks like that's all that Brickhouse wanted. As soon as the Dragon Knight was given up, they said, okay, we're done.
I think they're rotating to top to clear that bruiser.
Definitely do not mind that at all. I agree with the call. I don't know that they'll get here in time, though.
I think at the time that they were at the core, they still had a long death timer on at least 2 people. They could have done some damage, but maybe it'd be too risky.
Yeah, it's. I think that they possibly could have. But I don't know that saving the top fort was worth it. But at the same time.
Yeah, I think it'd be easier if there's... I don't know, was there 3 people dead? Maybe it'd be more likely that they would do more damage to core.
Yeah, there were only 2. They had... it was going to be a 5 versus 2 because the Dragon Knight couldn't get back, but then they gave up the Dragon Knight and Hearthed.
Yeah, then it became disadvantage. They're waiting up for a bush gank here. Let's see if they get it. Setting it up.
Casey Court looking at this, what most likely does actually have vision.
Another chance to prove yourself.
Nope, not going to do anything just yet. Both teams being incredibly careful right now.
Oh, they're looking. Nope, they're not. I thought they were gonna look to fight there for the Giants.
I mean, being able to catch your opponents where your opponents aren't expecting to fight is almost always advantageous. But yeah, it's a 5 versus 5. Both teams are just very careful. There is a stun onto Anub'arak, but nothing actually happening. Oh, Anub'arak actually getting caught by 2 explosions.
Tanya's in the back looking for a good leap target behind the gate, behind the wall.
Just back off. Realizes they don't have it yet. I do think that people are aware of this possibility because people are playing very far south. Only really Gazlo and Garrosh are up there. The G twins. Alright. That's still there. But yeah, very good discipline coming out of Brickhouse in order to not put anyone in an area where somebody can leap on them. There is a silence coming out onto KC Court.
The red team's core is in peril.
Sonya is going back. As soon as Sonya actually shows on the wave, we may see some aggression coming out of Brickhouse. And yet they do start moving forward very aggressively. Because they realize that it is a 5 versus 4 at that moment. This is the thing, because the fact that they're not missing any of their keeps means that there's always going to be mid lane overpowering their opponent's mid lane. Their opponent's only real lane advantage is... Actually, they don't have any. Their opponent's only real lane advantage is non-existent, is what I'm trying to say. So, go ahead and move through here. KC Court is in the bush. Moves out, but realizes it's just Little Soul. Little Soul's going to be hard to stun to death.
Okay, Cocoon came out.
But we do go ahead and have the Cocoon coming out. There is a great taunt and a throw. Fantastic combo!
Wow, amazing Grabo.
That is a 4 for nothing so far. KC Court is running for his life. There's GG called by Traxix. I do not disagree. Gets thrown back, and we do have bugs for dinner. Okay, I don't actually eat a Nubarak. That probably wouldn't be healthy. Not only is he a bug, but he's undead.
Red team's core is under attack.
So, it does look like we're going to make this a 1-to-1 series. Level 24 to 23, 16 kills to 7 in favor of Brickhouse. Although, I don't know, are they going to be able to do this within the next 30 seconds?
GG. Those were really good engages, that game. Enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because the very first part of the game, we kind of continuously saw the combo not quite come out because they couldn't get the taunt into Orphea into... but then late game, it just started clicking. They would taunt. What really happened that was great is that they would taunt, and then Orphea would use her stun to get everyone together while Garrosh stepped forward. Garrosh would then throw anyone that had not gotten caught in the taunt back into the Gravo as the Gravo was coming out. So it was just, here's a big old smorgasbord of damage. Or realistically, I guess what I'm saying is that Brickhouse being very nice people were like, you know what? It looks like it's dangerous out here. Let me escort you back to the Hall of Storms. I'll take you the express route. But with that done, we do have 1-to-1. We'll go ahead and wait to see where we're going next. Looking at the stats at the end of the game, we do have both healers just outputting a lot of healing. 78,000 to 72,000 in favor of Shyborg. In terms of overall hero damage, very good showing from the blue team. Tychus winning the race with 62,000, followed by Orphea and Gazlo.
The number of deaths this time isn't very close. It's 16 to 7. Like the kill number.
No, absolutely. what ended up happening is that it felt like throughout the game, Clouded Minds was able to get picks every now and again, but whenever Brickhouse would take a kill, they would take like 3 more to go with it. They just wanted the full set.
Yeah, especially that last fight.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I always get nervous when I see that I have like a message while I'm streaming. I'm like, oh geez, what did I do?
I know,
But
like
the
a
answer is
private
apparently
message
nothing.
from your friend saying, "What are you doing? This is wrong."
Well, actually, it's funny. I cannot tell you the number of times people are like, hey, you want to play? And I'm like, kind of busy.
Pots info.
The worst one, it was the other day. I was actually observing another grand finals, and someone just between literally every game they would invite me to their game, and I'm like, no. I've told you. But okay, with that, we'll go ahead and go into the in between because I do not know what the next map is just yet. So I will see you for game number 3 momentarily. I like the word momentarily because it can mean literally as long as I need it to. Hello, everyone. I'm back onto this screen, although I'm noticing that as I got here, I didn't actually update it, so I probably shouldn't have gone live yet. Whoops. But we do have game number 3. Game number 3 does look like it is going to be Infernal Shrines. It was set up, or it was decided by Brickhouse, which again means the CM wanted first pick after they lost the previous game. Infernal Shrines is definitely a map that I have a lot of appreciation for. Remember how in game number 1 on Garden of Terror I was talking about how it was very, very interesting because you just had to secure an area for a short period of time. In this one, you have to keep it secure for a while. I've definitely seen teams push their opponents back, and then the opponents would just go back, Moonwell, and come back before they could actually secure the objective. So we'll have to see what that does. However, Dax, you have been going absolutely mad lad in chat, so yes, I'll go ahead and show off a different pair of boots for everyone. I only actually found 2 more, so I may have to go searching before if we get to game 5, but you know what, I'll do my best. These, I refer to these as my punk cowboy boots.
Is that red velvet on the top?
It is.
Nice.
That is the problem, because of the angle of my camera, it's almost better if I don't wear them.
We will forge a great destiny.
They have ribbon and chains.
They're very me. I actually grew up in Oklahoma, so everyone that lives in Oklahoma has to have a pair of cowboy boots, and those are mine. But we do go ahead and have Varian is actually in this game, being played by Vike. They change out their team every single game, I swear.
Here we go again.
And Hood Pope was. Were they on the other? Were they in the other? Okay, no, I'm just.
They were the Rhaegar. I got distracted. I need to put these heroes in real quick. So we have attracts on her definitely one more time. Once again, first picking it. But did obviously pick it with the Tychus, so they can't get both. And Ruffian is getting off of Falset for the first time. Meanwhile, on the other side, we do have Zesty. So that's it. Stop changing everyone. You make me confused. So Dizzy is not here. And then Invite. Luke is here. Little Soul is here. Tiffany is here. So we're making Shy Board. Alright, caught up in terms of the heroes. So looking at things. Oh, Genji and Artest. Interesting.
Oh, that is interesting.
Well, very, very aggressive frontline coming out of the 2 teams. Especially because, assuming they don't trade, and they might very well trade, but Genji was the Orphea in the previous game, which are 2 heroes that are similar, but not super similar. And then Artanis is a hero we just don't see very often. Not a lot of shine clear, but definitely can punish people trying to run away as long as those people are not Deathwing.
Yeah, I'm wondering how this works out because on the side of Clouded Mines, I see a lot of wave clear. I see a lot of good shrine clear. And for the side of Brickhouse, I see a lot of team fighting. Like they're probably going to go around together, grouped up, maybe team fight a lot.
Yeah, their strategy seems to be to just kill their opponents at the shrines and then slowly clear the shrines out. Although I guess actually Rhaegar will help with that some with the lightning shield. And okay, massive front line. They don't have a long-range hero in the set unless Rhaegar is kinda, but even then not really.
Yes, Rexar and Rhaegar cover the camps and wave clear part that I was thinking is missing. But
definitely interested to see what we see here. So moving on into the game. I will see you guys after the intro. Look forward to it. Alright. And we are back to the load screen. I hope everyone had a fun time watching that intro. You didn't miss much, I promise. Alright, and zoning into the game. If you want to go ahead and introduce our heroes in blue, victors of the last round.
The heroes in blue. So for Brickhouse, we have Little Skull on Varian, a Vike on Artanis, Hood Hope on Rexar, Tater on Genji, and Zesty on Rhaegar.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, coming in from Clouded Mines, winners of Game 1 trying to reverse last time. We have Traxxas on that Deathwing, Ruffian playing the Chromie, Casey Court on ETC, Traylania is on Typhus, and then Star Knight playing the Brightwing, which definitely a hero that represents the Star part, although maybe not the Knight part. I can't imagine. I want to see actually a Brightwing Knighted skin, just to see what that would actually look like. Concept artists, make it happen. We do have Misha and Rexar going up to the top lane. Little Soul taking a lot of damage, gonna cut a lot of sand to the face.
Rotation down on Artanis.
I remove another. Artanis does get out of the way. The thing about Artanis is that he doesn't really have an escape. Like he can kind of do that where he tries to swap with someone, but if people are trying to kill him, it doesn't necessarily help him all the time, but he does actually go in and live off of that. Very good back swap indeed. For those of you that don't know, a back swap is wherever you, like, you dash away from someone and then you swap with them in order to actually move you to their location. Very often the swaps are aggressive, so you move them into your team, and the back swap is actually, I'm going to kind of move back away from you and then reverse you back into my team. I don't know if I explained that very well, but it's cool. We're going to have camps being picked up by Little Soul, Zesty, and Tater. Cloud of Mine's already went and got their camp and moved down to the bottom lane. Now this is interesting because they've got Deathwing going into Rexar. Typically Rexar is considered to have 2 counters in the game. Kira and Deathwing. So I'm very, very interested to see what kind of play we'll see coming out where they intentionally took Rexar into one of his counters. However, I will say, and that may be the reason for it, is that in order to counter Rexar, you kind of have to go into the melee build. Which is actually what we see. We've got Brightwing taking out the Genji, with help, obviously. But it looks like, once again, we do have a lot of aggression onto the Artanis. Artanis does swap, but this time does get knocked out of the ballpark. Once again, Big Bully Chromie gets a kill. Here comes everyone else moving right on through.
Team of Clouded Mines working on their Bruiser just in time for their objective, and they're starting it on the Brickhouse. Team Brickhouse is starting theirs right now. Let's see who caps it first, because then it meets in the middle. I guess both sides just capped it right away. And rotated straight to objective.
Deathwing is actually staying up top. Now, granted, he's a pseudo-global. Definitely not on the same level as, say, Brightwing or like any of the other true globals, because he has to stay in the air for like 10 seconds. But he still can move down faster than he could just waddle. There is a great swap. Traylania ends up on the other side. We do have Brightwing going in trying to save that. Little Soul takes a huge amount of damage. Oh, poor Misha Bear got a lot of sand dropped on her. Yes, I always say Misha Bear, because clearly you wouldn't know who Misha was otherwise.
You make it sound like a teddy bear.
Red Star does get taken out, but my god, this Chromie? I mean, like, I don't know necessarily if Chromie is doing all of the damage, but it has gotten at the last hit on every single kill. I know the last hit is a dirty word.
We have a Colossus Smash variant.
Interesting and unexpected. I had not noticed that yet, but very, very well pointed out.
I was curious. I had to look it up.
Oh.
I'm looking at the talents, what they've chosen. Block party for ETC.
There comes the stun coming over the wall. A lot of damage. It does look like we've got the slowing sands, keeping Misha from moving too terribly much. This is a 4-4. Only they do move Artanis up to the top lane in order to deal with Deathwing. Slightly better matchup, although Artanis doesn't really excel at that until level 16. He starts doing percent damage with his attacks. And we do have Varian hunted down by the Protector.
Artanis went amateur opponent at 1. It's interesting.
That is the default, but you're right, on this map, that is not as much of what you see because it doesn't actually help you get the shrine.
But maybe it helps more for camps? Maybe?
Definitely does help for camps, and whenever you actually get the Protector, it helps your damage into buildings significantly.
Okay.
But
They're
that
going
does
in for an
kind of rely
invade?
on-
No, they're not. Never mind. I got excited.
They're going in to trick the caster?
It looked like it. Maybe he had that in mind, but then he realized, no, it's too late.
I think it was actually more that he realized that Deathwing was right nearby, and Artanis was in the top lane, so he's like, if we go in for this invade, we'll be putting ourselves into a 5 versus 4.
True. Okay, they're looking to do a lot of, because they see two people are, it's thoroughly split 1-2-2, so they can safely take this and damage it a bit.
And another kill got done on the side of Clouded Minds by, you guessed it, Chromie.
But it's just Misha. Oh.
KC Court is chasing Zesty down. There is a nice time trap. Zesty going to take a lot of damage. Does not quite go down to the sand. They went ahead and with the Ancestral Healing, it looked like. Here comes Traxix flying over the battlefield. Wait, did Misha got killed by someone that's not Chromie? Is this allowed?
Poor Misha.
Yeah, I've got to say, I do not support this level of animal abuse. Although I will say at least they killed Rexar once. I kind of feel like when you polymorph Misha, Misha should just stay a bear.
Yeah. She's already an animal.
Alright, we can go and have the mercenary camps being taken on both top and bottom. Shaman meet in the middle. Obviously, we do have the occasional catapult pressure building up in the bottom lane right now. Middle lane is still up, but not by very much. It looks like there may be an invade onto Traxix. Although that's a Deathwing.
So I don't know if he can Colossus smash that. I don't know. Meanwhile, they're taking middle fort.
Red team has destroyed a fort.
Alright, there go the boards out. Boards go ahead and stop. Oh, great move in. There goes the X-Strike. We actually may go ahead and have a double kill. We do go ahead and get a kill onto the Brightwing. The ETC is trying to get away, being hunted by the entire team. Nice. That was actually the time trap to say, I think may have saved the ETC's life. Did actually force out the Odin, though, so they will not have Odin for the objective. However, the Shaman camp is pushing into the top fort right now. It does look like Misha and Rexar are moving up there to take care of that. Meanwhile, the middle shrine, this is going to be a mortar shrine, is being picked up by the rest of Brickhouse. A brick house. I can't sing, but I don't let that stop me. They do go ahead and get pushed back a little bit, but everyone is still alive. Misha is moving in for the top. Misha goes ahead and runs into the flowing sands, decides that Misha doesn't like that very much. Misha always refers to himself as the third person.
It looks like they want to pick up their team, so they're sending Rexar to get some soak top lane. And then once they're ready, they'll go in, maybe? Or no, they're just giving. Oh, they're going in. Varian's going in for an engage on.
There goes a nice blind. The boards came out in order to slow everyone down. Traxxas down to about 70% health. There is the great Mosh catches 2 people. Misha goes down. Rexar goes down. Artenis goes down. So it looks like we're going to have a mortar on the side of Clouded Mines going down a lane without a fort. Traxxas is down to about 30% health. Great protected right before Varian tried to get in there. Traxxas down to about very low, but actually... Traxxas, you mad woman?
Genji goes down.
Bye-bye.
Oh, that Punisher.
The Punisher is a jerk?
John Cena for the kill.
I can't remember the John Cena move. Like, I can't believe it was such a meme, but it's like... it's not that.
Again! He's just killing everyone. John Cena.
And it does look like we're going to have the first keep of the game going down to the might of Clouded Mines. Here comes Traxxas landing back saying, hey, remember I had almost no health? Me neither.
Oh no, look at Genji's life. 1 HP. Imagine if the Punisher jumped on Genji as he was like 1 HP running away.
Just vaults over the core.
Yeah.
That'd actually be funny. They should do a map where you play this, but instead of getting Punishers, you just get like a version of a hero, and like one of them is just Butcher, which just does that. Looks for low heroes. Ah!
Hilarious.
Red team has destroyed a fort.
So top fort does go down to Deathwing. Deathwing actually really likes destroying buildings. It's kind of his MO. Varian does actually have one of the 3 quests finished. I don't know which one it is though. It definitely is not the 5 hero takedowns. You want at the bottom, we do have Clouded Mines. Go ahead and picking up the Spear Camp. The Kajra Camp, if you want to be technical. And it does look like they're moving over here in order to take this other Shaman Camp. Oh, we're about to have a big something.
Equal talent tiers. Well, no, actually, sorry. 13 versus 16. 14, 16, but...
Yep, they do realize they don't want to fight into this. Definitely sort of move up top and go ahead and pick up this wonderful little Shaman Camp. By pick up, I mean destroy. Kind of the same thing with your Deathwing.
There's a fight happening mid, but no, they get away.
Alright, here comes a lot of things moving through. Shaman camps are meeting in top lane, however the top Shaman is actually dead, so it does look like the red Impaler camp is going to, or the red Shaman camp is going to triumph. Both teams just kind of orbiting around one another. Neither of them really moving in. I love how they're doing a bush gank up top. I'm like, I don't know why you think someone would run to that specific part of the map, but I guess always denial of information is worth doing. If it doesn't have a opportunity cost that you miss. Just look like we got 20 seconds before the shrine comes up. They will be easily able to go down. They are at even talent tiers now, and there's absolutely no way their opponents can get to level 20 in the next 15 seconds. Alright, KC Court goes ahead and knocks people away. Homie scouts that out with herself. They are starting the Frozen Punisher.
Engage
nice stun. They
are
are trying to get on KC Court, so we think he cannot mosh them. They are a little bit close, unfortunately, and there is a great time trap. Misha is very low, but it is just Misha.
Brightwing did get her Z off on ETC right in time.
So we have 34. If they're going to win this, they need to win it very, very soon. Track 6 is just being a big old barrier along one side. There goes Misha, a very, very, very weak variant. They're actually fighting into the swirling sands. Frozen Punisher is coming out. There's a kill onto Artanis. Track 6 goes right into the back line.
Gets the kill on Varian.
This may actually potentially be game ending. They do have the Punisher going right down the lane. This is the third Punisher of the match. There is a one-man mosh, but that is where you spell into the Rhaegar.
This is a Punisher that disables buildings, so it makes it really easy for them to siege, I think.
Yep. The one advantage is that it doesn't target buildings specifically. So, like, until it actually uses its abilities and happens to hit, but that one will hit.
There we go.
Sometimes you can actually defend the towers outside very well, so they just will happen to not hit them.
True.
But yeah, they are moving in. We are still 13 seconds until Rhaegar. Other than that, though, we do have the Odin coming in the back line. Traxxas goes and clears people away. They are pushing back. Varian does go down one more time.
Angie's trying to get into the back line, get on that Chromie, but she's defended by ETC and Brightwing.
You have a big red button coming out. The Duke is coming down, and so is the core. Core falls, and we have game number 2 going in favor of Clouded Minds. So with that, would you go ahead and have, in terms of the final stats, first of all, pay attention to this kill count, 1 to 15. Like, I do definitely feel, the big problem they had is that they had a frontline aggressive comp going into a Mosh and into a Deathwing. So, it's like they wanted to go in, but they couldn't go in together, but they're all melee.
And all melee into Tychus as well, where he wants that. Does the percentage damage.
They needed that Genji to be able to get into the back, but it was just so hard because Traxxas actually played very, like, far, not very far back, but far enough back that Genji could not safely get back there without getting mauled by a dragon. And of course, Traxxas did go the melee build because they were laning into Rexxar. And that's what you do.
Just avoid this.
But with that, we'll go ahead and look at the healing. We have Brightwing winning the healing numbers slightly, followed up by Rhaegar. Tychus does come in with 47,000, followed up by 41,000 on the Traxxas and 39,000 on that Chromie. In terms of the soak, we do have Deathwing out-soaking the Rexxar slightly. So with that, here is the talent page. If there's any of them you want to look at, want to copy, want to politely contend, feel free. And with that, I'll go back into the in-between screen. I will see you back for more boots in the draft whenever we get to the draft. See you momentarily. All right, we are back for game number 4 between Brickhouse and Clouded Mines. You might notice something when you look at the what's happened so far. Every single time someone picks a map, the other person wins, so we just keep going back and forth because both teams want first pick. So the next map is going to be Cursed Hollow. That means if Brickhouse actually wins this, the last map will have to be either Tomb of the Spider Queen or Alterac Pass. We'll have just about exhausted the map pool, which is super exciting. This is one of the things I've always said, we should have an 11 map pool just so we have the option for best of 7s. What? Cursed Hollow, kind of a little bit similar to Garden of Terror, in that there's a point that comes up that you have to keep your opponents off for about 10 seconds. It's even a little bit more like flash decisive, so I do expect to see a lot of like globals on this map. I expect to see, this is actually one of the few maps where you can't have a roving 4-man, you kind of have to go into 3 lanes, because the map is just too big. So, we'll go ahead and see that. And look forward to it. I'll go until the casters are ready. I will say I would absolutely. I've actually got a wine cooler behind me. Which I'm
craving a mimosa. Either a regular one or the lychee. Like there's actually, or just any would do. You have wine behind you?
I do. I'm actually looking at what my selection is. I guess it's a dark wine. Here we go. This is a Chardonnay. It's actually funny. I actually used to work at Marriott, and we actually had to take a class to learn how to pronounce the different wines.
Chardonnay.
Because they did not want us going in front of like people ordering wine and be like, "Here's your Chardonnay."
Cursed Hollow.
All right. So before we get into it, obviously because Dax would be very, very sad if I didn't. I did have to run and get more boots in the break, but these are what I call my psychedelic stompers. Also my cat.
Your cat just...
No, I'm not wearing my cat. I actually can't see. I'm showing you. Cat.
Chromie ban and May ban. They
So
don't want
May still being banned out every single round, but it does seem like the Brickhouse actually changes up what they're doing a little bit more.
Very nice. I see the hologram part of it, like psychedelic, the shiny.
I really, really like those. They're extremely eye-catching. A little bit blinding in the sun.
Duke first pick.
This is Bug. Okay, interesting. We have not seen a lot of Stukov up until now. It does get banned quite a bit, but they are going to go ahead and pick that up. Zesty is back for another game. You can be up here, but you need to not have your tail there. And once again, Tychus on the Trilania and Traxix picking up Deathwing.
Has that been every single game it's been Deathwing for Traxix?
Every game they won, yes. I don't think they had Deathwing in the second game.
Oh wait, they didn't. They had Sonya. Yeah. Janitor skin, Leoric. I like the animations for that skin. I don't know. I love the animations for that skin.
Oh, and this is Dizzy again, so it looks like the Viking is not in the game. But I do definitely like Leoric. Kind of dominates Deathwing on an equal skill matchup, and they also have Shyborg coming in on the Lunara. I do very, very much like the Lunara pick as well, because the thing is you can't heal Deathwing, so a lot of time Lunara's damage is considered fake damage because you can heal it before it kills you, but not on Deathwing. So he has to go and hope to find a, what are those things called? The regeneration orbs that drop off the wizard minions. I forget what their actual name is.
We will forge a great destiny.
Ruffian getting on Falset one more time. And this time the Varian going the side of Clouded Mines.
Do you think we'll see a Colossus Smash for Lunara? Or no? Probably Taunt Variant. I think a Taunt Variant's more likely.
I was surprised to see Colossus Smash last time. I don't necessarily expect to see it again. We do have Tater going for the Kael'thas.
I wonder
Not
if
going
it's
to be on Genji this time. Sorry, what were you saying?
I saw Colossus Smash being used in CCL, so I'm like wondering if that's coming, like it's a trendy thing to do.
Oh, I had missed that happened, but it very well could be. Alright, we do have Brightwing being picked up for Star Knight, same as last time. So one thing I will notice, or one thing I will point out, is that 4 of the 5 people on the side of Clouded Mines are actually playing their comfort picks. Because Trax is on Deathwing again, Ruffian's on Falstad again, Trilania is on Tychus again, and Star Knight is on Brightwing again. The only kind of change they have over some of the previous drafts is the Varian. But I'll go ahead and run our introduction and see you guys in game.
Prepare yourself for battle, heroes.
Okay, that load actually happened faster than I was expecting, but we are into the game. If you want to go ahead and introduce the blue team.
Well, for the blue team, for Brickhouse, we have Dizzy Wingman on Leoric, Shayborg on Lunara, Tater playing Kael'thas, Zesty on Stukov, and Little Soul on Garrosh.
Meanwhile, over on the other side of the map, representing Clouded Mines, winners of 2 games so far, trying to close out the series with a win here. We do go ahead and have Ruffian playing that Falstad, Traxxas back on the Deathwing in the beautiful blue skin, Star Knight playing the Brightwing, KC Court is on the Stukov, and who did I miss?
The dance-off.
On... What?
There's a dance-off in the middle between Garrosh and Varian.
I think we know that we just know they're best friends.
Traxxas says rude.
Someone interrupted the dance off with damage. Turned into a damage off. Okay, we do have, it looks like they're going to send Deathwing down bottom because they don't want to send Deathwing into Leoric. I agree with this decision.
Sorry, did you
Ruffian up
finish
there instead.
introducing all the characters and names?
I think so. But if I didn't, then you get 3 Fuji points if you can tell me which one I didn't introduce in chat. Fuji points are not redeemable for anything. So with that done, we do go ahead and have, once again, the 1-3-1. A lot of attention being paid on the side of Brickhouse to the bottom lane, really pressuring this Traxxas. Meanwhile, we do have some pressure on the mercenaries coming out of Star Knight and Trilania. Alright, a lot of damage going in. We actually have... I made the mistake of looking at chat. Right when I did that, they went ahead and pressured. So we do have the first blood going over to the side of Brickhouse. Well on their way to making this a game 5. I probably shouldn't say well on their way. It's 1 kill. Don't go crazy, Fuji.
Varian went for taunt.
Oh, I should bring those up.
Taunt
Yep, we do have
Varian.
taunt coming out on the Varian. Well, it does look like DC Wingman has moved to the bottom in order to harass track 6. Definitely is going to be able to do a great job with that. Did go ahead and take Consume Vitality at level 1. Does not have the Drain talents just yet, but we'll be getting them shortly.
And it's not W build for Falstad, it's Frequent Flyer stacks.
Oh, that's interesting. We do have Dizzy Wingman going for Paralyzing Rage at level 4, not Neo Peasants.
Yeah, that's different.
Definitely not what I was expecting to see. It does look like we've got some mercenaries being picked up by Tater and Shyborg right now. Zesty is there as well, don't want to forget them. Here comes Star Knight and Triolania going to get this in. Little Souls in the area in order to try and prevent them, but the rest of the team is not there. They may not get there in time. Yep, this is actually challenged, and we do have a kill onto the garage. Rest of the team is just lagging a little bit behind. Here comes definitely landing in. Shyborg taking a lot of damage. I will say that one of Deer's natural predators is dragons. If you know anything about fantasy. Watch Game of Thrones, they talk about it. I actually think those were cows. So we do have Tater moving up in order to try and move into this track 6. Nice bit of damage. I do think that to a certain degree, because they could have waited for Lunar to get in range and just got a lot more damage, because the thing is, a lot of their damage is over time, but that doesn't matter because Deathwing, as I talked about before. They are pinging that there might be somebody in that area, so they are aware. Rotation coming in, but 2 ships passing in the night. No real aggression just yet. Falstad is in the bottom lane, can fly up, of course.
Engage on
a
Varian.
great throw. A lot of damage into Varian. Varian is silenced. Here comes Traxxas, and Varian gets taken down, and now Traxxas is in the middle of the entire enemy team. Just go ahead and pop protected, but we do have a move through by Leoric in order to block the escape. Does force out the ult. Soul really wants this? And we are at 1-1 in terms of curses. They aren't moving back down in order to get this soak at the bottom.
Looks like Leo's trying to double soak mid and bot sometimes.
Which is interesting, because again, he did not take Neil Peasant, so he'll have a hard time doing that. We do have the boss currently being picked up for Clouded Mines. No answering boss coming from the other side.
Oh. They're going in. Are they going in? No, they're only 2 are there to possibly check.
Yeah, it is only 3 versus 4. Kel'Thas is moving in. Trilania is very, very, very low and does actually get taken out. Kel'Thas coming in from the side. Here comes a lot of fire being thrown around. Falstad does fly up, but Leoric is also present and accounted for. There goes a kill onto the garage. Dizzy Wingman is standing on top of that point. Traxxas is very, very low. Deathwing does go down. KC Court is not long for this world. Does get taken out as well. And the blue boss is picked up on the side of Brickhouse. So now I can actually say correctly they are well on their way to making this a game 5.
Exciting. And some of the level 10 talents have been picked up for the side of Clouded Mines. As well as Brickhouse. So Brickhouse has Entomb, we have Thornwood Vine, Pyroblast, Flailing Swipe, and Warlord's Challenge.
Meanwhile, over on the side of Clouded Mines, we do go and have Warbringer, Commandeer Odin, Mighty Gust, Blink Heal, and Bellowing Roar. I do feel so sorry for you. All of the like talents I've had to read are so easy. You had to start game 1 with like Wrath of the Anguis.
I know. I don't normally say these names out loud. Like, I
Is
don't
it
know how
Anguis
to.
or Angius? I don't actually know. So there is another boss moving through the bottom lane, and of course they are at 2 points towards Curse. Their opponents are all back, but they are having to go down bottom in order to answer this. However, there is no Curse coming up, so they should be able to clear it out and still be available to fight.
I grow tired of your petty squabbling. Gather tribute.
27 seconds. The boss is just about dead. So yep, should have no problem getting up there. Sees Giant Camp is helping out. You want a friend? So I will say, for anyone that doesn't know, I doubt there's a lot of people that don't. Entomb is actually one of the really engaged targets onto Deathwing, because Deathwing is immune to all forms of crowd control, but he's not immune to walls.
True. Good point. There's an engage
there's
going
a
on Brush.
Yep, there was a taunt onto the garage. Entomb comes out, kind of isolates half the team away. Ruffian down to very low health. Little Soul is does need a little bit of healing before he can really run in there. Traxx is down to about half health right now. There is a silence coming up on the side of Varian. Traxx goes ahead and flies over the battlefield, is being slowly killed off. I don't know if they'll survive the poison damage.
No.
They do not. However, Little Soul also being taken out. Little Soul not long. There is Leoric coming in from the side. A lot of damage coming through. Those slows on the Qs do slow a lot of people down. KC Court getting very low. The Mighty Gust does move people away, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Let's go ahead and rush onto the Ruffian, who will not survive.
It's funny, when Varian got tossed into them, I thought Varian was going down, but instead, Garrosh died.
Yeah, that is one of the things, because like Varian got tossed in, and Varian did eventually go down as well, but they just were very good. Garrosh was also a little bit lower from that initial engage.
True.
Traxx goes ahead and lands, but immediately gets focused down, and again is caught in the walls.
Entomb.
Walls, my natural predator!
Oh.
So it does look like they've taken the top fort, they've taken the middle fort. Bottom fort is being very resilient, because there was that siege camp keeping the minions from moving forward for a long time. We still do have another 24 seconds, and it does look like Brickhouse is moving to the bottom lane. So with that done, it looks like we're going to have a... Oh, what is the term for when you win 3 championships in a row?
Has destroyed a fort.
A hat trick? We're going to have a hat trick on the first curse?
Isn't hat trick 4? I don't know.
I thought it was 3. Chat? Is hat trick 3 or 4? Because I don't know.
I believe it's 4, but let's just see. What does chat say?
Give chat something to talk about.
Yes, please, chat. Help us out.
Is the advantage of being a streamer? You have a legion of minions to look things up for you.
Google it.
Alright, we do have Leoric and Deathwing fighting up top. This is definitely something that Leoric will win, and we do have Traxx running away. Not surprisingly. KC Court hanging out in the bushes, looking for a taunt target. Does go ahead and move out, gets stunned by the garage. Does not really want to use his taunt on the garage, because as noticed, garage can survive a lot of stuff. Oh, chat coming in on my side. He's saying the hat trick is 3. But you know what? Like, obviously no shame. I didn't know that either. I had to ask chat. I wasn't like, no, you're wrong.
Oh, it is 3?
That's what chat is saying.
Cool. Now I know. I learned something new. I didn't know.
Yep, I definitely didn't either. It is funny they say hockey supremacists rise up. I guess it's a hockey term, and so we must have Canadians in here being like, oh yeah, this is actually part of our nationalization quiz.
That's what I was thinking. That's where I've heard it most in hockey. So I was like, but I don't really watch hockey that much.
Alright, they are looking in at boss. going and moving into boss right now. The enemies are nearby. I do expect to see a gust come through in order to make this a actual competition at the end. They do have level 16s though. I think this is why they're actually willing to take boss even while all their opponents are still up. Here comes Traxxas landing on the point. And there is indeed that gust. Garrosh goes down, as does does both Bird Boys. Leoric being the next one to fall, and Varian, so it is a slight advantage for Brickhouse, but they do actually lose the boss. Cyborg trying to chase this down, but will actually end up losing Star Knight. Alright. Nice little stun hitting on. Oh, that's tragic. Sugov was just out of range to actually use his melee and just had to stand there and watch the boss punch things. Oh, but down here? Oh no, never mind. They're just picking up the purse. I saw Dizzy Wingman.
Oh, he interrupted.
There are 3 versus just Dizzy right now. Little Soul's moving in, as is Shybor. Varian is going to be the last one here, and they may just end up having to give this up. Nope, they are going to go ahead and pop Odin in order to contest this. There went a nice Traxxas landing in. There comes the Pyroblast landing on the dragon. Oh, a second late on the Protect. And it does look like Triolana ends up being thrown into danger, but does get saved by a very, very timely blink from the Brightwing. Tries to take a lot of damage, but we do have Little Soul already down. Kel'Thas being chased down by this bird. This bird wants vengeance.
Oh, taunt on Lunara. She goes down.
Alright, there's the second Curse Tribute coming out on the side of the house.
They're looking at taking the boss now. I don't think they can contest. The death timer for Lunara is pretty long. I'm not sure. Yeah, they're just gonna give it and clear it.
Alright, Mischief, I think we may have made a terrible mistake. Now
What?
all of chat is just filled with talking about hockey.
Oh no.
Alright, Lunara is coming back momentarily. So we do go ahead and have there is a siege camp moving across the top lane. It looks like Traxxas is going back in order to stop that push before it gets out of control. They're not actually supporting the boss that is pushing, but they are in position to go ahead and get cursed because Trilane is picking that up and no one is nearby to stop it. There is a taunt coming in from the Variant onto Dizzy Wingman, but they do have to fall back.
Equal talent tiers. Now they just have to defend 3 lanes. Top is already taken care of. It's just mid and bot. Their keep might be falling. There's a catapult and lots of minions push pressuring, but there's a giant fight mid, so...
If they can't really fall back very easily, it looks like... Actually, as I say that, they're falling back very easily.
Because they realize bottom's gone if they don't clear. And that's their
Bottom may be
keep.
gone regardless.
But that's their keep. It was full health before, but... Versus a fort. They're looking at the top fort now.
Absolutely, so they're going to go ahead and start moving through, trying to get that done. Varian is going into an offensive position to taunt anyone that tries to come in from the other side. They only have about 3 seconds, but I do think they'll be able to get this down. They'll take a few shots. Nope, they actually take no shots from it. Just a few less than a few.
Their boss is up in 34 seconds. They're going for their bruiser first.
Their opponents do have level 20 though, so they need to be careful. Definitely right now, Brickhouse is going to be looking for an engage before they can get their 20, although they have a very, very small window to get it. Well, X-Chill, I appreciate you being here as well, but I do have to warn you, you may not be able to go to sleep because I am very, very excited when I talk. I very much do not have a soothing voice to fall asleep to. It does look like a little soul is in the middle looking for an engage. Does not find it, and level 20 is picked up on both sides. Now here's the critical thing. We do have the Buried Alive, which is critical on everyone except for Traxix. So it's kind of it actually kind of makes Entomb interesting because Entomb is one of the best ways to isolate Deathwing. But if you use Entomb on Deathwing, you're not actually getting the level 20 bonus. However, here we have a fight coming up. There is the nuke coming down from the Odin, and Garrosh goes down almost immediately. Great engage. This is going to be very, very problematic for Brickhouse.
Looks like Stukov. Oh, he went down.
Traxix does get chased down by that flying meatball. But unfortunately, it's only Shyborg that is still alive. This might actually be enough if they're actually picking up a camp up top, which I'm not sure is the right play.
Could they have ended here?
I think they might have been able to if they had gone straight bottom and just gone through that already weakened fort or keep.
Plus, there's a giant camp pushing bot lane with a catapult and a minion wave. True, but I guess boss is a more safer play. Take the boss.
They had, I want to say, probably about a 60% chance of ending, but instead they want to take things and move that closer to 100%. Can't really argue about it, but
the boss is up in 30 seconds on the other side.
And the tribute is up right now. Ruffian's moving in. No one around in order to punish that, but he does not know that.
They're just gonna go right ahead and pick up the tribute, maybe start the boss now in 4 seconds. Not sure if they'll have time to take it. Oh, they're going to Bruiser first. Okay.
If they want to keep Brickhouse having to run around cleaning lanes.
True. Keep the pressure up.
So getting that, and now they're moving down to bot. Invisible Friends is picked up by the Brightwing. Now, Brickhouse have to know they're on boss, but they have to kind of, if they try and move down here, but it looks like they are trying. They're going to have Vilric up here, but everyone else is moving into the area in order to contest this. Boss is almost dead, though.
Or face my curse. The choice.
No, but it looks like they decided not to fight over boss. They're going to stay back here and give them a second tribute. They know this will not be cursed yet. A lot of damage coming down. They're going to get more mercenaries moving down the bottom lane. All right. We do have the invisible members of the other team, except for Trailania. Just continuing to put pressure on the entire map. They want to make sure that their opponents are not able to comfortably come and contest them on the third and final tribute. Final tribute will be up north.
Shall we see who gathers enough tribute this time?
Tribute is up in 15 seconds. Now here's the thing. They can clear out these mercenaries and still have time to get before the tribute spawns if they move right about now, which is exactly what they're doing.
All invisible. Let's see if they don't need to be in any bushes for risk. Oh, they can see them.
Yep, Varian did move around within range of the Wisp, so they knew at least where Varian was. Varian takes a lot of somewhat free damage before the engagement really starts. Odin is out. PC Port is channeling this, will be interrupted by the Stukov. More damage to that Varian, but does get saved by Star Knight and the Blink Heal. Blink Heal really gives a lot of sustain to Brightwing. But this Odin's gotta be just about expired by now.
Yep, done.
Also
Rush
moving
is
up to the bush.
mounted. Oh, I guess dismounted.
Here comes a throw, Varian right in the middle of a lot of the enemy team. Here comes the Traxix landing on the enemy team. There is a Entomb, it looks like it was not actually catching anyone. There is a kill onto the Garage. Garage is no longer in the fight. Desi taking a lot of damage to the backline, does get taken out. KC Court about to be exploded by Kael'thas. Trilania taking a good amount of damage, but Desi even having to fall back. Falsehead chasing that down, trying to kill the Skeleton King, and the bones go to dust. But a huge amount of damage. Star Knight and Trilania so low, but only Kael'thas and Lunara still up. Meanwhile, the bottom lane is pushing in on Core.
Team's core is under attack.
Down to 52%, down to 44%. Tater is back in order to stop this from doing any more. Now this is about to be a 3 versus 2 as Dizzy Wingman comes back. Shyboard coming in from the north, Tater coming over the wall.
That was really bold of Brightwing to try to cap that.
Yep, and they are actually going to suffer for it. Ruffian and... Okay, they're going to delay this cap. They're not going... There's no one in the area to actually stop it.
But Gus does come out to try to disengage, keep them alive, but...
I mean, really, no reason not to. Gust has 47 seconds until it comes back, and Falsehead has 51 seconds till he comes back. So...
True. Zukov's clearing Catapult's bot lane, while the rest are channeling... Jack. Oh, 3 men need to channel it, right? I believe that's what I heard.
But yeah, it ends up being that... Yep, they go ahead and get it. It's not so much 3-man, but I think if you are spread out appropriately, the cooldown doesn't actually let them shoot 3 fireballs within time of the objective. And they're going to go ahead and take this boss. It will push with the camp they stole. I say they stole from their opponents, like it was their siege camp, but definitely one that they took from their opponents.
Oh, KT backed to clear the Catapult's bot, and this is the 3rd tribute. Let's see who gets it. Well, they do have to clear the boss top lane. They don't want to lose a keep.
If that boss is... We are 25 minutes in that game, and that boss will absolutely shred that keep. Might even get core if literally no one went back to stop it.
So do they contest the tribute and clear the boss? Because they have a global clearing the boss, but there's a giant camp behind it, plus tons of catapults.
There goes the throw onto the... nice Entomb, actually keeping Trilania away. There's a silence onto the Varian. Varian having to get out of there. Is still alive, but out of the fight for the time being. Here comes Traxix flying over the battlefield. This is still 5 versus 4 in favor of Brickhouse. But Shyborg does get actually taken out by the Tychus. The boss is on core right now. I'm not going over there. I don't think boss will get core with that being there. But we do have the curse picked up on the side of Cloud of Mines. This may very easily be game.
Looks like it.
GG is called by Little Soul. We do have the Kael'thas also taken out.
Hero slain.
Everyone is currently down. Zewing has a wild comeback, and the shields are just being shredded. Goodbye to the Corp, and goodbye to the series. We do have Clouded Minds winning with a 3-1 and taking the Division D Grand Championships. So first of all, let me go ahead and find out if we can get a interview. While I'm doing that, if you want to go over the stats at the end of the game real quick.
Sure. The kills are pretty even, 16 to 19. Let's see, any stats that stand out. Damage-wise, we have Kael'thas leading damage with 78k, Lunara with 76k, and on the side of Clouded Minds, it's Tychus with 59. Terms of kills, we have Lunara with 8 kills on her team, Brickhouse. Heals are Brightwing leading with 103,000, and Stukov with 73. First XP soaked, we have Deathwing leading with 18k and Falstad with 17k.
All right.
Siege damage, Kael'thas.
It looks like over in lobby 2, we have the entire team waiting for us. So let's go and pop over there.
Okay.
Okay, hold on.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Congratulations.
Oh.
1 second, waiting for the... Yep, there's Mischief.
Hey!
So first of all, very, very well played games. Amazing. Wonderful. Loved it.
Congratulations.
Obviously,
you.
any question, but how do you guys
Thank you.
feel?
Amazing.
I just lost my breath and my voice in the last 2 minutes there.
I
Exhausted
really
as
thought
well.
Brickhouse would get us to a game number 5. I will tell you right now that Weenus is upset because I was showing off a pair of my boots every single game, and so because you guys won in 4 games, they missed out seeing a pair. Good job.
Aw. Sorry, maybe you can show off that last pair after the interview here, Fujin.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys want me to, you are the winners. I can give you at least that much. So, first of all, looking at the history, obviously, for a very long time until this last map, every single time someone would pick a map, the other team would win. So, you guys, obviously they picked Garden of Terror into you. You guys definitely seem to have a pretty good strategy going into that. First of all, actually, I guess the big question was, why do you ever not have Traxxas on Deathwing? Because it seemed like every time she got on Deathwing, you guys won.
Well, we like having Traxxas on multitude of heroes. You know, Deathwing's a special spot for us, but you know, we got to let her have the Murky every now and then.
As much as you don't like Deathwing and WoW Cataclysm.
Yeah. I mean, in all reality, that third match, we did it because I know that I like to play Murky on Cursed, but they like Deathwing, and I was like, let's just make sure they don't get that.
Speaking of map 3, I realize I'm going out of order, but it's okay. It's my show, whatever. I forget. Did you guys first pick the Deathwing in map 3? What did you guys think when they picked Rexar into Deathwing? Because I was very shocked by that.
Are you talking about map 2? Oh, no, wait, went to 4 maps. Just kidding.
Map 3 was Infernal Shrines. Yes.
Yep.
I think we were more surprised that it wasn't a taunt variant.
Yeah.
Yeah, that also kind of amazed me.
I mean,
okay,
I kind of got what they were going for. It was very much in your face. In a way, Misha acts as like a 4th, tank of sorts, bruiser tank. So all that just thick. You have to get around.
Definitely makes sense. I did notice that every single match, you guys ended up banning out the Mei. Is that just because, because granted, I should know this considering this is my division, but was that just a respect ban on them, or is that more of a, I guess you can say this now, we just hate playing into Mei in general?
100% respect ban.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We do a lot of research on teams. Yeah, we do a lot of research on teams, and so all of our picks were based on what we've seen them do in the past. We tailor every ban phase to every team based on the team. We never ban just, we don't like this hero. We always ban on what the other team is good at. So it's always respect.
Well, I mean, I definitely do not... This was definitely a team that deserved respect. I really thought they'd actually bring Game 4 back there for a while. But going back in, first of all, before we get to Garden of Terror, Mischief, did you have any overall questions? I don't want to just take everything.
Nope. I was just curious. We can go through. You can start with your questions.
All right. So looking at Garden of Terror, because that was obviously the first map, they picked it into you, and you very much had a. I'm actually trying to remember, that was a long time ago, but it definitely felt like in a lot of the. I guess this is more of a general question, but it felt like in a lot of the games you guys just really, really liked playing Tychus, Deathwing, and Falstad. Are those just overall comfort, or was it just they kept picking heroes that those worked well into, so you just kept going with what was working?
I think it's a little bit of both, personally, just because of the fact that we know that we like the Tychus, we know that we like the Deathwing, and we know that Ruffian has a very good Falstad. And I think the thing is just that when we saw the comps they were doing, sometimes we'd look at that and go, yeah, these heroes are perfect for it, but for the most part, it was just us reacting to their picks more than anything else. We're comfortable on them, yes, but we, as you can kind of see throughout the games, we're not locked into any one hero necessarily.
Yeah, it was a little strategic too, though. I won't lie. I mean, nobody can play Raynor right now, so we felt like Tychus is, one of the strongest auto attackers. We knew they didn't really play Cassia. We knew they couldn't play Johanna. We knew we were banning Mei, who also had blinds. So we felt like we could really enable auto attack heroes in this series.
Definitely something I hadn't considered, but then I don't have to because I'm not playing it. But yeah, because you do end up with a lot of the big blinders not being available.
I do have a question. What was your reaction when you saw the Cho'Gall pick game 1?
We kind of expected it. We saw in their play history that they play it a lot on Garden and Shrines. That was another reason kind of why we locked Tychus so early in a lot of games, was kind of to deter them, and then also protect some of our picks. Obviously, you don't want to Deathwing into a Tychus. But yeah, we saw the Cho'Gall coming, so we kind of tailored our comp to it.
Cool.
Were you guys planning on going Deathwing first pick the entire time? Because when I was casting it, I thought that might have been a response to the Tychus ban.
It kind of turned into a lot of who had a lot. We're just gonna have one big who had the larger hitbox party. Because we recognize the fact that they liked a lot of frontliners, and traditionally frontliners have very larger hitboxes. So we kind of just tailored our stuff to that, really. So Cho'Gall is very boss-like, very raid boss-like. So is Deathwing. So it's like, okay, so let's just enable things that can get to them safer than other things.
So I guess related to that, why didn't you guys draft a Ragnaros just to edge them out on the raid boss category?
I mean, isn't Brightwing enough of a raid boss? She's terrifying as shit.
She likes to murder.
I'm really good at murder.
I think as well, Ragnaros is a hero that we definitely have some people that can play it, but we didn't feel confident in bringing it necessarily this time around, just because of the fact that we wanted to make sure we were bringing our A game for sure.
A+ game. Asterisk.
Oh, definitely was needed for this game of all games. So, going on to game number 2 on that Dragonshire. Dragonshire was, as mentioned, the one game you guys lost and the one game you did not run Deathwing. So, though I do feel like there was quite a bit of posturing back and forth. And early on, I think you got the first Dragon Knight, but then towards the end, they started just really, really, really nailing that wombo with the multiple taunt into Orphea, into Gravo. Is that something that just kind of, I mean, obviously you saw it coming, but was there like a ramp up in the skill of their execution, or what kind of caused that to turn around?
On Dragonshire, the burden of execution was more on our team than theirs. The multiple, like you brought it up already, Fujin, the multiple taunt with Garrosh really helped set up those large gravel bombs. And when they were able to catch at least two of us in them, the wombo combo was on, and it was no holds bar from there. And we just struggled greatly against it.
definitely seemed to be what happened. Dang it. This is what happens when I don't press my buttons often enough. My screensaver turns on, and lets everyone see my terrible art. I draw better than that now. I don't know why it always starts on that picture.
We all have a starting point. It's all good.
Yeah, I can't draw
So-
for anything.
Moving on to Infernal Shrines. Infernal Shrines was probably the most dramatic game of the series. In almost every game, you guys kind of struggled back and forth, but on that one, you really seemed to have their number. What was it specifically when you saw them coming in with that very, very aggressive, melee-focused, just move-in comp? What did you do to counter that so effectively?
I think we kind of talked at the beginning. We were like, okay, they're probably just going to dogpile on Chromie. So we kind of postured so that we could protect Chromie. And there was a lot of times where Varian was like trying to sneak around the back. And as soon as Ruffian was like, Varian, we all were like, no, thank you, Varian. We just turned on him.
Screaming, I'm running for my life! I'm running for my life!
Oh no.
Definitely does, because we were very, very, very concerned about Genji possibly getting the back line, but it very much felt like you had that already figured out, and Genji could just never actually get back there. Or if he could, he was like, I don't like it, and he would leave almost immediately.
We didn't want it to be hospitable for him.
No.
There were no welcome cookies for him. We wanted him out.
We very much kind of drafted to the idea of like they're again. It kind of brings back to like the idea of like they like going all in. So we just decided to protect what we could. So we drafted around that. So that's kind of where like Genji does not do well. It's like he does very bad against point and click things, yes, but also it's like slides and just other things like that, you know.
Absolutely. And then on to this last game of the series. There definitely was a moment early on where they ended up coming in and taking the boss away from you. What were comms like in that moment, and what did you do in order to be able to kind of like restructure? And because it definitely did feel like the game started to slip away, and then you just grabbed it more firmly and ended up taking it back.
Panic, absolute panic.
It was a lot of like we just needed.
That bad.
It was like at an 8 out of 10.
Yeah,
on the panic scale, but
we do a very good job of keeping each other calm when things like that happen. As a team in game, we do a really good job of like keeping each other level headed, pumping each other back up, regrouping and reanalyzing what's going on and how we're going to attack it. So we just continue to do that throughout that final game there.
It was a lot of reassurance on each other's parts, and I think at the end of the day, what finished it and what kind of secured it was not like an individual person. It was very much like us all, like Casey said, rallying together. Like, just this is it. This is like, we can do this. We don't have to back down. We can just go in. We can do this. There's a lot of that.
We really made a lot of mistakes in that game, though, on Cursed Hollow. They were a very tough opponent, for sure.
Yeah.
They got greedy a couple times and paid for it, but luckily we were able to kind of come back from it.
Yeah, they definitely deserved the place that they were in.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
being number one, winning it all, they definitely deserve to be in the spot that they're in.
Mm-hmm.
And we knew that walking in, and it was honestly very terrifying to face that kind of like everyone loves to see the Titan versus Titan kind of analogy in a game, but like it was tough.
No, absolutely. So, did you have any questions for them, Mischief?
Who's your main shot caller for draft or macro or team fighting, engaging?
I think in draft we kind of are a very collective, like we discuss it. Star is our like main. He makes the decisions, but this team is very good at like everyone gives their 2 cents, and then we just listen to whatever Star agrees with. Like Star, there'll be times where Ruffian will be like, "Let's go do the camp," and Star's like, "Yes, that." Or I'll be like, "We should do the boss," and Star's like, "Yes, that." So like everyone gives an opinion, but Star has to give his stamp of approval first.
Nice.
And then for team fights, it's a lot of 75 KC and 25 me because I am a former tank player. So it's very tough for me to not see what he's seeing too. So as a squishy little fairy dragon.
There's also a lot of coordination between the assassins as well in the team fights. Like, I feel like we do just enough communication between each other that I know for me, at least as the Tychus player or as an auto attacker, I will try to make a call of like, okay, I'm about to do this ability on this hero. Like if I'm on Sylvanas and I've got mind control, I'll go mind control here and try to make calls like that as well. And everyone's just able to really coordinate well with one another. If we can't do something, we make that call and we pull back. I think there's just a great synergy between this team it's gotten us here because we've just gelled so well together.
Mm.
There's something to be said about, as it's terrifying to only have 5 people on your roster. It's very good to have like the same 5 people because we know exactly how we all work and how we operate. It's not like where like one person could kind of adjust how everything else goes. We're very good about learning how and understanding and recognizing how we all kind of move. So like if someone's going to posture a certain way, we know exactly this ability is going to happen. We're like, we need to know about like certain amount of vision for something, and you know, stuff like that. It's little like key things like that like you can get from just the same people playing with each other over and over and over and over.
True.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Mischief, if you don't have anything else, I'll go ahead and turn it over to you 5 for the shoutouts that you absolutely deserve to be able to give.
We start at the bottom with Lana. Go, Lana.
Well, first and foremost to Mischief and Fujin, absolutely thank you so much for casting us. We always love getting our games casted, and you'll definitely keep it very entertaining every time we've seen you cast, so thank you so much for that. To Brickhouse, massive good games. Y'all gave us the fight of our lives. Well-deserved divisional champions. Y'all play like crazy, so great job there. Great games. That was tons of fun. Very scary sometimes, but tons of fun. To my team, I just want to say thank you for being awesome all season. Thank you, everybody, for being flexible with everything that's been going on. I know there's been schedule issues, there's been family lost, there's been all kinds of stuff that has gone on, so thank you for being flexible. Thanks to everybody in Division D and everybody in NGS as a whole. Without people wanting to come together to play this awesome game, without organizations coming together to want to have, you know, these kinds of events happening, we wouldn't be able to do this. So thank you to everybody there. And thank you to my mom, I guess. Love you, Mom.
Love you, next Mom.
I guess I'm next.
Mom.
So everything he said, because I'm not going to repeat it. This is a great series. I want to thank my team. This is my first season with them, and I feel like they scooped me up and I fit right perfectly into their little home. And I want to thank Tiger for recruiting me to this team. And then I want to thank my actual husband, because without his support, I would not be allowed to play.
As opposed to your fake husband.
I was just going to say, next I'd like to thank my hot husband, Root Beer Guy, for staying and watching us and being the first person to wish me a happy birthday. And yeah, that's all.
Yeah, happy birthday, Drax. Right on
thanks,
time.
I was just about to say, it's
right on time
now, so happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Traxxas.
Hey! We can clip that.
You're next, Casey.
Casey.
Yeah, Casey, you're next.
Yeah, echoing everything that everyone else already said. Big shout out to casters, NGS. Thank you guys for putting this league together. It's such a blast. I love playing this game, especially when I get to play in NGS with Clouded Minds. Shout out to our sister team, Clouded Minds After Dark, and the whole Clouded Minds group. Everyone in that channel is super fun and supportive. We had people giving us grats and cheers at the end there, so super cool to see that. I know they had a little watch party for us. But thank you to everyone. Thanks for the team. Played great this season. Super fun. Yeah. Thank you all.
You want to go next, Ruff, or do you want me to?
Sure, I'll go. Everything everybody else already said. I also want to shout out everybody who's supported us all season, like people, friends that we've made in the game, and people watching on Twitch and everything. Thank you so much for showing up for our matches and cheering us on. That really does mean a lot to us. And thank you to my team. Like, we worked so hard this season, you guys, and I'm so proud of us. And I just want to thank everybody for their hard work, and I love you all. And lastly, thank you to my brother Tiger. I love you.
We love you, Tiger.
He's okay.
So I guess for me, obviously echoing what everybody else said. If you would like to see us play some more, you should check us out on the 29th for the charity event for NGS for St. Jude's. Everyone loves St. Jude's. Everyone wants to, you should come out and support it. Watch us play some more if you're into that. See how far we can go. And then, honestly, the only way that I can really do this properly is a toast to my team. My champagne bottle popped before I could fucking do this. Sorry, but the only way I can do this properly. Thank you guys for letting me be the shot caller. Thank you for supporting me with being the captain. It was not something that I was expecting to inherit and something to come up into, as I've played this game in this league since season 2. You've made my first season captaining very special and very hard to live up to. So I'm going to appreciate this for a very long time. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Yay! That was so sweet.
Congrats. It was fun.
Yay. Thanks, Fujin.
And at the end of that, I was going to pop the champagne bottle, but I guess I can't do that now. I was prepping for it, and it just kind of popped 5 minutes in. I'm like, oh, okay. I guess I can't do that now. Should have brought it back up, but what do I know?
A little too early there, Star. Story of my life.
A little too early.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I was just really excited. I lost my voice for a bit.
All right, is that everyone? Did we hear from Ruffian?
That is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, people got out of order. I got confused. So, once again, very well deserved. Very much congratulations. Based on this, I doubt you'll be Division D again, so I will miss you next season.
We appreciate you being our div mod. And the same with the Shane train. Appreciate you.
I was like, really, Shane had to do more than I did? Sure.
I mean, both of you guys were fantastic. You guys did the best job possible, and again, I'll toast to you guys too. So, thank you.
So with that, I'll go ahead and mostly end this. Mischief? Anything you want to say? Where can people find you? All that great stuff.
You can find me on Twitter, MischiefGames1, or Twitch. Twitch for Mischief Hots. I stream most days, mostly ranked games. And I play. Sometimes I play Among Us. I play Dead by Daylight, and a little bit I'm trying out Overwatch. Yeah, that's it for me. Thanks for having me as your co-caster.
Oh, absolutely,
damn,
my
those
pleasure.
boots are aggressive, Fuji.
I know, damn. I just saw.
You're sexy.
These are
How
my.
do you even walk in them? That hurts my arches.
That
would hurt my
Those
back,
are my.
maybe.
Those actually aren't too bad. I do have a pair of boots that are impossible to walk in. They're called ballet heels. Feel free to Google them.
No, please no.
They're terrible.
Everything hurts. Ow. I hate it. I appreciate somebody being able to do it, but I hate it.
That is why we don't want to see you in them, Star.
Hey, thick thighs save lives, first off.
whenever I actually bought them, I literally I was like, I want a pair of heels that will make people look at me and be like, man, I want to date her, but I think she'd hurt me. Those are 100% what those are. But yes, I am FujinAkari.
That should do the trick.
If you want to catch more than me, you can go to twitch.tv/FujinAkari or Twitter @FujinAkari. But most importantly, every other Friday, you can check out the DreamHack Clash, where I am the official observer. You won't actually see or hear from me, but I am there, I promise. So check that out because it's cool.
Congratulations on that. Very nice.
Rar. So with that, once again, congratulations. I'll go ahead and find someone we can raid you all over to.
Again, bye everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
I guess the big question is, what will you all be doing now, other than the charity tournament? What are your plans? How will you celebrate?
Well, some of us are working tomorrow. Everyone else left. I'm going to be celebrating, and I think we are all going to be doing a healthy amount of celebrating tonight. And honestly, we deserve it. I feel like we have busted our butts off this season. We gave everyone the proper respect they deserved, and it showed. It showed an entire season. I'm very, very proud of all of us.
Oh no, you absolutely deserve all of the celebrations, congratulations, and other Asians as well.
Yeah, thank you. I'm gonna go join the rest of the team. Thank you. Appreciate it.
So with that, I don't actually see anyone specifically from NGS, so we're going to go over to Porky, because Porky plays on Baby on Board, and that counts. So yeah, I will see you all in the next one, and thank you very much for tuning in. Be awesome,